The sea is a treacherous place, abundant with unruly, dangerous waters. The sky, too, can be an extraordinarily dangerous place to traverse. Through the years, hundreds, if not thousands, of ships and aircraft have tragically gone missing. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be taking a look at 3 ghost ship discoveries. The chilling discovery of the North Korean ship. Curiosities often wash up on the shores of Monsan, Japan. The humble fishing village lies by the sea, and its townsfolk are no strangers to the rage of winter storms, Chinese garbage floating into their waters from abroad, and even to the bodies of nearby tragic victims that are occasionally discovered there from the cliffs of Yaseno. It just so happens that every so often, ghost ships turn up on Monsan's shores. One fateful November morning, an elderly 71-year-old man, once a fisherman, got a call from the town's Coast Guard. There was an alleged black mass in the water resembling a boat of sorts. Kakutani, the elderly man in question, said, "When I saw the boat, I immediately knew that it was from North Korea." Kakutani had seen North Korean vessels before. The ship was formed of wood, only reached about 30 feet in length, and its hull was drenched in tar. A pair of legs were found when the men were pulling the boat to port, sticking out from beneath the ship, floating with the waves as if part of the ship itself. They went on to discover an additional 2 boats, inside of which housed the bodies of 10 people. North Korean boats and ships are commonly found on the small shore villages of Japan. Every single year, at least a dozen North Korean ships wash up on the beaches and harbours. The majority of these ships arrive devoid of any life and completely empty. Sometimes, though, bodies of crews are discovered within the chambers of these boats and ships, which only increases the fear of the unknown. Within the past year, over 14 such mysterious ghost ships have been discovered on Japanese shores. With a body count higher than 30, all the bodies found were already decomposed, with the rotting process being sped up due to them being damp. These discoveries never failed to confuse Japanese investigators, who have no way of properly knowing why these body-filled ships are floating onto their beaches and what could have possibly happened to them. The ships are confirmed to be definitely North Korean, with Korean People's Army written on the hulls and the North Korean flag hanging from one of the ship's poles. Every single body found appeared to be male, though there is no way of being certain as the remains were badly decomposed. The bodies are always dressed in civilian clothing, not in the uniform crew members would wear. Autopsies revealed scarce information, and the cause of death is always uncertain. The most common theory seems to be that these are the victims of defection, those who tried to escape North Korea's ruthless regime only to be taken out and sent away in these boats. But a Japanese expert in North Korea's studies, Satoru Miyamoto, claims that he believes these are the bodies of fishermen, probably from the North Korean commercial branch. Miyamoto believes that these fishermen have no military or naval knowledge and most likely got lost at sea, eventually succumbing to the elements. Extreme weather is not uncommon for this area, with other experts saying that they may have starved due to underestimating the region. The High Aim 6. The High Aim 6 was a fishing ship that set course from the South Taiwanese port of Liuxiu in October of 2002. When it was seen again on Australian waters in 2003, it was found abandoned without a single crew member or body in sight. Sai Huang Shuai, the ship's official owner, had the last communication with the ship's captain in late December of 2002. The Taiwanese ship flew under an Indonesian flag. One of the only traceable surviving crew members from Indonesia admitted that Chen Tai-cheng, the High Aim 6's captain, had his life taken from him alongside the ship's primary engineer, Ling Chung-li. But the details remain murky and unsolved, with no real motive or culprit established. The High Aim 6 was discovered floating on stable, gentle waters about 92 miles from the Rowley Shoals of Australia, devoid of any signs of its previous crew members, and initially there was no clear explanation for the crew's abandonment of the ship nor for their disappearances. In fact, not a single sign of distress of any kind was detected in the initial search of the ship. Everything remained in pristine condition, including the sailors' personal belongings, being neatly tucked away without any sign of a panic or hurry. Fuel and provisions were plentiful, and the High Aim 6 had adequate long-line fishing equipment on board. Further investigations revealed that the High Aim 6's engine was not working and that the rudder was broken. The Taiwanese police believed that mutiny led to the ship's abandonment. The Indonesian police managed to track down one of 10 Indonesian men hired as crew members on the High Aim 6, who revealed the captain's life was taken from him, along with the engineer, on December 8, 2002, and so proceeded to escape home to Indonesia, but refused to reveal motives or further statements around the alleged happenings. Similar events have occurred in the past, with Indonesian crew members, captains and engineers being taken of Taiwanese ships, such as the Harisheng 6 the previous year. The mystery of the Seabird ship. The mythical Seabird was a ghost ship found near the Newport harbour of Rhode Island in the year 1750. Those who spotted the ship went to investigate it after the ship beached itself on Easton's Beach, but there wasn't any sign of life. The cargo remained, and according to legend, there was a kettle boiling on the stove in the ship's kitchens, with a breakfast set out on the table, untouched. Not a single thing had seemingly gone wrong. There was no trace of sickness, robbery, sea kidnapping, or violence. The belongings of the sailors were still on the Seabird, and there was no sign of any rush or conflict, though one longboat was found missing, which suggested that the crew abandoned the ship in a fit of sudden panic. Folklore dictates that the captain was seen on the Seabird's deck by nearby sailors, seemingly calm and steady mere hours prior to the ship's mysterious discovery. No one had any clue about what might have happened and why the crew took the lifeboat and fled, though it's not known if that happened. As with all ghost ship theories, mutiny is always considered. The legend goes on to say that after the Seabird's cargo was taken off the ship by those who found it, the Seabird itself faded into obscurity. Historical accounts debate this, with many era-appropriate sources claiming that what had actually happened is that the Seabird was sold to a merchant who proceeded to change the Seabird's name, most likely to cleanse the ship's unsolved tragedy and to give it a new slate from being recognised as the ghost ship. This was in fear that no one would purchase a cursed ship. Regardless, neither the crew itself nor the Seabird were ever seen again. It's as if they faded into the morning mist. Local claims of apparitions and ghosts continued, however, and the folklore ensured the legend would live on generations down the line. In fact, it actually went on to inspire authors and works of fiction, with a story being published in a Boston newspaper in 1885, allegedly being inspired by the legend of the Seabird. The story was based around mutiny. In the past, ghostly tales and claims of unsolved mysteries were far more abundant and, in many ways, far more whimsical than they are today. We have got logic and science to prove against mythical beliefs of apparitions, but one cannot help but wonder whether there is truth in those claims. After all, myths of ghosts and spirits have spread all over the world for as long as humans have existed. Nowadays, we can explain some of these ghost ships using theories and logic, yet there's still some that remain a mystery. But what do you make of these 3 stories? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.